those views, get those likes, get those views. Get those likes, get those views. Star streamers, for views, for likes. Star streamers, for views, for likes. Like and subscribe. Smash the
I just realized my mic was muted that whole time. Well, you know, it's the first live stream happy hour, so we're going to have some technical difficulties. So just to recap, this is the beer I'm drinking. Once again, Trifaldi Oatmeal Stout. I've never had it before. And this is just a quick happy hour stream, end of the week. I'm just going to basically have a beer and just go over some stuff I've been working on. And that's it. When the beer's gone, I'm pretty much going to, you know, call it a day, call it a week, and that'll be that. So, yeah, and also I just was, you know, giving a little warning that my chair is very squeaky these days. So I apologize if there's a lot of squeaking noises. All right, let me just try and get myself situated here, and we'll hop into Unreal. I'm going to try to not close the things I need. Okay, I don't need this. And I don't need that. I've already lost track of my windows here. I've lost my streaming window somewhere. All right, well, let's just hop into Unreal. So this week I've been working on something a little different. Let's see, let's hop into this mode here. Ooh, that camera is hideous. 1 second, please. Sorry, I was testing that earlier. Okay, so what I've been doing this week is kind of hopping back and forth between a few different things. This is one of them. This is a Star Wars, obviously a Star Wars inspired scene. This is a Hoth battle, and what I've been doing today is trying to get these, I don't know, AT-ATs, I don't know, people call them different things. Trying to get these guys rigged up so that I can animate them. And it's been a bit of a challenge because I I've done this stuff before, but I kind of learn how to do it, and then I don't do it for like 4 or 5 months, and I forget. So I've gotten as far as like I've gotten the legs rigged up here, so everything moves the way it should. And now I'm trying to get some inverse kinematics going, and I got one leg set up, kind of. And it was a real challenge to get this done. So, well, it wasn't a real challenge. It's just that I was just having some problems I couldn't figure out. So this seems to be working now. So hopefully it won't be too hard to just kind of apply this to the other legs. And then I can start doing some animation. Now, obviously the rig is a little messed up. Like these are not following with the inverse kinematic motion. They should kind of be moving appropriately and stay in place. Not really a big deal because I'm probably not going to use them anyway, but you know, that's like one of the problems that I kind of have right now. But again, I don't know if it's a big problem because I don't think I'm going to need it. But let's hop into the scene and see what this thing's going to look like. So let me just save, and we're going to hop into the Hoth battle scene. All right, while this is loading, I'm going to try and find... Okay. All right, I think I've got my window open. All right, so here's the scene here. And as you can see, this is, close this. So here's the rig anyway. This is what I was working on. This is essentially building the rig for him. And down here is where I'm starting to get the basic IK set up. So we'll close this up. And here's the scene. And hold on. See if I can get this window open again. Oh, I see what's going on. So I guess nobody's seeing the stream because I have it unlisted. How do I change that? Okay. All right, well, I was streaming in unlisted, so that means nobody could find the stream, so I just changed that. All right, I guess now I'm live. Okay. Yeah, now it says I'm live. Great. All right, well, there was an intro to this, which was streamed to nobody, but I'll do it again. Since the first time I did it, my microphone was muted. The second time I did it, the stream was set to unlisted. So let's just do it one more time. So this is the Friday happy hour, and let's bring that graphic. Oh, I closed the graphic. Well, you missed the graphic. I had a wonderful graphic for happy hour that I had up earlier. I'm having a Trifaldi oatmeal stout. Let me just bring my camera up. I've never had this before. I've had a sip, and it's pretty good. It's kind of dark, and it's tasty. So this is Friday happy hour. Basically, the week is over. I've done some work. I'm going to just kind of review the stuff I've been working on, just kind of go over some of the cool stuff, like problems I'm having, stuff like that. And I don't know, just trying to make it a regular thing. If people jump into the chat and want to talk about stuff, whatever, that's cool too. It's just kind of a way to review the work that's getting done, just kind of go over some stuff. And kind of informal, nothing really planned or scripted. And just basically once I finish my beer, then I will basically be done with the stream. So hopping into this, I was just going over earlier. Let's switch back to the scene here. I was going over what I was doing today, which was trying to rig up these walkers here, these Imperial walkers. And that's been kind of a real pain in the neck, but I've been making some progress with them. And so anyway, this is the scene that they're going to go into, and this is kind of where the scene is now. I still have a lot of work to do here, but I'm kind of getting things set up. So I've got these turrets here that are just kind of, they've got a Niagara laser element that is just kind of randomly firing shots. And I set this up so I can make changes to this if I want. So if I want these to fire faster, I can turn it up. Now you can see they're firing faster. Maybe it'll be more evident if I make it slower. So now it's a very slow laser beam. They're all firing up on each other. So yeah, I've got the various different settings exposed here so I can kind of tweak them in the scene, getting them the way I like them. Also have like the size of the laser blasts. I could make them like a lot longer. Uh-oh. Oh, there. Jeez. Oh, it's like firing way back here. So yeah, just a little laser blaster element. There's one over on this guy too. Basically what I have to do is get these turrets set up as blueprints because I want these tops to be able to turn. This one I started, no, this isn't the one. I started to break one out. But basically I want this element to turn with the turret. And I also need to open this guy up so that this little dude can sit in here without kind of going through the hatch. And yeah, these little rebel soldiers here, these are actually, I took an image that I found online and I just used an AI model generator and made a quick model. And they look pretty crude, but from a far distance, I think they're going to be okay. And we're never going to get close to this in the scene that I'm building, so I think they're going to work. So I've got I'm testing like a little, I want to get some explosions going on that are going to be like, laser blasts with snow kicking up, stuff like that. So I started to kind of work on that. It's probably going to be a combination of Embergen elements, some VDBs, and some Niagara particles, like kind of mixed together to kind of get the effect I'm going for. I'm not quite getting the resolution I want with Niagara, so I think I think it's probably going to be a bit of a mix. I was working on some explosions today that I wasn't quite happy with, and then I'm still working on setting this stuff up back here, so a lot of this is temp. I've got a landscape here with some pieces of geometry, and I need to set up the virtual texturing on the landscape so that I can get that nice blend between the objects. Right now you can see the harsh line here where these things are intersecting. And I also need to make a better landscape material because you can see like this one's kind of repeating, and it's also not really, this is actually, I stuck the wrong material on here. This is actually material for one of the Megascan's assets. So you can see like here's like where the UVs on the thing would run out, or it's not texturing that part. But what I do kind of like about it is you kind of see these variations. There's like clumpy snow and then smooth snow. So I'm going to try and build that into the final material I make, and then just kind of paint in the areas. So like around the little trench here, there'll be like more chunky snow, like it was dug out and piled up, and then like maybe some footsteps where there might be a path, and some like packed snow and drift snow back here, stuff like that. So yeah, basically just trying to populate this with stuff that makes it look like the Star Wars scene. I've got that open somewhere. We've got too many windows open. Ah, here it is. So let's see. So I was just kind of watching this for reference. You know, so here we can kind of see roughly what the landscape looks like. I'm not really trying to match it exactly, but you know, this is a good shot of the guys in the trench here. So I'm trying to get some more of this stuff kind of laying around, and then I'm trying to get like some cables. I've got this cable spline, or it's you basically put like a spline and then it'll simulate the cable, but the resolution's a little chunky, so I got to try and work on that. But let's see. Yeah, so here's like a good shot. So I've got this radar dish here. Like that's kind of right here. And I'm not really, like I said, I'm not going to try and match that stuff exactly, but I will kind of use it as reference. Like I think I'm going to make this trench extend and maybe kind of go back this way. I guess theoretically the base is back here. This is the shield generator, which I don't know if that's really where it should be, but that's kind of where it is. And yeah, and then if we just go way the heck out here, we've got our walkers, and they're actually firing too. Now the textures, we're never going to see them because they're never going to get close, so don't worry about how disgusting they look. But there's something weird going on, which I can't figure out. I've been trying to solve this for a couple days now. The Rebel lasers are coming all the way out, and well, they're missing. But the Walker lasers are being blocked by something. I don't know what. It's the exact same element, so everything should be the same. These work, and these travel fine, and these do not for some reason. And it looks like both of these walkers here, they're hitting something. Like right around here. And I don't know. There's nothing there. So, very strange. But yeah, so that's the thing I've got to work on next. I've got to animate them. They're going to be walking towards the... all right, so let me explain what this whole thing's going to be for. So I've got a buddy who's got a hobby shop, a game store, and he's got a game room downstairs with like tons of tables. I think the room sits, I don't know, it's like at least 100 people, I think. And so he's got these 70-inch TVs, 3 of them on each, you know, a panel of 3 on each window, front and the 2 sides. And so what the plan is we're going to render out a front view that'll be something like, you know, looking this way, and then, you know, or maybe like from inside the turret, or, you know, like maybe around here, and then a side view, and then the other side view. And so basically you'll feel like you're looking out these windows and you're seeing like the game room is like inside like maybe a bunker, and you're looking out and seeing the, you know, seeing what's going on. So, and it's probably gonna, you know, I'll probably make this like maybe a 15-minute loop or something. And like I said, it's basically just going to be a lot of repetitive stuff, but I'm going to try and make it feel like you can't feel the looping, but it's just going to be like the lasers continually firing. And then I might make, you know, like there'll be explosions going off and stuff like that. But so yeah, we'll never see those walkers get towards us. But it's a fun little project. And the good thing about making Star Wars stuff is there's like lots of stuff online to find for reference, and like models that are pre-made. So let me just show these guys. They're actually animated a little bit. I can, oh, I don't want this. Let's do, So I do have some animations on them. You know, like I said, I'm just kind of roughing things in at this point, just trying different things. I'll probably have a couple guys like running up and down the trench there. And what I'll probably do, like I want to have just like maybe just guys running kind of on a loop, like back and forth, so that they'll kind of run out of view. We won't really see where they're going or where they're coming from. They'll just kind of be running back and forth, and things will get chaotic and hectic. And then maybe every once in a while, I'll have like a hand keyframed event where like a laser blast will hit, and a guy will like you know, he'll die, and then he'll be just laying on the snow dead for the rest of the video. But yeah, it's like all that little stuff I'll start putting in once I get the set done. So this is one of the things I've been working on kind of this week. We got our little snow speeders up. This is actually another big problem I'm having. Trying to figure out a way to get these to fly out towards the walkers and then come back. And I should probably check my there are, okay. Hey, all right, I'm just finally now checking my chat. I should probably have checked that earlier. What's up, Randaz? And Mr. Kapersky's here. Yes, the first transport is, I was actually going to make that joke, and I withheld it. I was like, I wanted to say that so bad when I saw that, when I was watching that. But I think I have that, the ion cannon too. I think I have that model somewhere. So yeah, the one thing I want to do with the snow speeders is figure out a way to just get them going out in a loop and coming back and forth. And it's been a lot more difficult than I thought. I have this swarming plugin that basically you can use to make swarming insects and birds and stuff, but I can't quite get it to work. It should work. Like theoretically that would work. I just haven't been able to get it to work. So if I can't get one of those things to work, I'm probably just going to have to hand animate a couple flight paths for them to take. So this is basically kind of the scene, and you know, I kind of like this lighting condition. It feels kind of nice. I could make it it's a little bit clearer, it's a little bit foggier, that's very foggy. I can make it clear day, although with all the fog it doesn't feel very clear. You can't see the sky. If we turn the fog off, oh, it's still very, oh, you know why? I've got fog elements in there. So that starts to just look not good though. It's too bright. Uh-oh, I can't undo. Oh, because I'm playing. And I also have these VDB elements. So if you, I don't know if you can see on YouTube, but as I'm flying through here, you can see we're kind of flying through some mist. And those are just these basically these cloud elements that I made, and they're volumetric elements, so we can move around, fly through them and stuff. And I could make them thicker, thinner, but they're just there for kind of atmosphere. So anyway, that's basically the scene. And you can see, you know, over here, now you can really see how bad this texture is on the landscape. It's just all repeating. And we're kind of going off into where there's nothing. So here's that scene. This is this one is kind of more in the rough phase. I'm going to show you one that's a little more finished that I'm also working on for the same type of thing. It's going to be in the game room. It's going to be up on the TVs. So let me just find that scene. This is a gladiator arena. Actually, let me open up an earlier version. I will not save that. So this is, yeah, I think this is like this is the asset pack that I used. So this is what it basically looks like. Just straight out of the box. This is basically how it comes. So it's pretty cool looking. You know, it's got like these banners and stuff. I did change the texture. This is the logo of the store that I put on the banners. But everything else is basically the same. Like I just basically added this on top. So the colors, everything else is exactly the same as it comes from the asset pack. And although I think actually there was more stuff down here. Yeah, actually this is modified slightly. There was more like debris and stuff in the center, but I wanted to clear that out for characters. And then I did kind of put these all these rocks and stuff down there too. But basically, this is what it looks like by default. Now, the problem with this is it's a little too big, like to fill this up with people. It was just a little too big. And I also kind of wasn't digging on the colors. So I decided I would just kind of get something maybe a little not quite so saturated and crazy, and just kind of leave the flags as being nice and bright. But so I'll show you. This is the original. And then I'll show you, I modified it to look like, hopefully Unreal won't crash. There's a very good chance it will. This is a very heavy scene. There's a lot of people in the stands. All right, let's give it a second here. And give it a second here. Yeah, you can see I am over budget my video RAM. So I'm like, I've got a 4090 and this scene is like crushing my 4090. But let's just, I can optimize this a little bit here. Hold on. Hold on. No, that's not what I want. I want these. So I've got the crowd on separate layers here so I can turn them off. So here's basically what I modified that set to look like. So I basically changed out some of the textures. I put some darker colors in the arena here. Put some of these statues around. I kind of made the whole set a bit smaller, and made the whole set a bit smaller. Put some more statues up here. You know, just basically kind of modified it a bit, made it feel, I don't know, I like this a little bit better. And it's easier to manage with the crowds because I took away some of the levels of bleachers or, you know, stands, wherever they are. Oh, excuse me. Happy hour is not good for the you know, the gaseous nature. All right, so technical challenges with this are the crowds, obviously. So the issue is these stands have to be filled up with crowds. So just that many skeletal meshes is a problem, but then also getting them all animated is a problem. Getting them all placed is a problem. So I am like 90% there. There's still some things I'd like to do, but I think it's going to be working well enough for first pass. But there's still more work I need to do and some tweaking I need to do. There's still some things that aren't quite working right. I do have a blueprint cheering, like an asset thing that I got that's supposed to be like, you can trigger the cheering, but it's meant for games. So it's meant to trigger with like a mouse click, and I cannot for the life of me reverse engineer the blueprint so that I can trigger it in sequencer. So it's kind of annoying. I've been trying for like days and days and days to do that. So let me, 1 second here. Okay, let me just, I think when I hit this, all the crowds are going to pop on. So these guys are here kind of a stand-in. I don't know that they're going to be in the final thing, but it was just kind of more for me to get a sense of scale as I was setting this up. Let me just... Yeah, so we've got the crowds in there. they still need a bit of work. But again, this is going to be one of these things where we're just going to have like a front view and then like 2 side views. And this lighting feels a little bright. Is this the final? Got a couple different setups here. There we go. So that's the final camera, or the front camera. So it'll be something like that. You know, and like I'll have the dust blowing, and you know, me and my friend have been trying to figure out things that we can do to kind of just like random events that can happen that would work for a loop. So you know, the idea is to just get something out, and once we have something rendered and working, then we can slowly start to build on it over time. You know, like try and figure out things to add to it, different elements, like you know, things that you might see in an arena. Like maybe we can actually start to get some clusters of guys fighting and moving around if we can figure out how to do that. Like it would be nice to do, I mean, you know, like maybe it would be nice to do some kind of motion capture session of that. That would be kind of fun. But we don't have the means to do that right now. Another thing, like maybe like, you know, in the Gladiator movies, they had the tigers in there. I actually do have a tiger model that looks pretty cool. It would look good as long as we don't get too close, but I just don't have any way of animating it. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's in this project. Let me see. Yeah, here he is. So, you know, if he was like relatively far away from the camera and had some good animation on him, you know, it would look pretty cool. Some chariots running around, you know, doing loops around the outer perimeter would be cool. You know, stuff like that. All those things are beyond what I'm able to do right now, because animation is one of my. It's just something I can't do. So anything that requires something to be animated, I have to find some way of getting that done for me, either buying an asset or, you know, getting something, because I just can't do it. So like I have this stuff, like I have a tiger, but I can't make the tiger move. So, but anyway, that is that's the stuff I've been working on this week. Also, always on the side is all the amulet stuff, the Star Streamer stuff, and lots of other stuff. Last week I was in New Jersey doing some house sitting and got to spend some time at the beach. Jumped in the freezing cold water. Was doing some writing while I was down there. Started working on, picked up 2 old stories that I've been working on. Thera was one that started quite a while ago. I'm trying to think when I came up with the idea for that story. It's like many years ago now. But I started diving back into that. I also started diving back into my story called Heroes, which I've got drafts of all these things. Like, so here's the original Heroes pilot. How long is this? This is 47 pages. I was very close to having this done. I was in the process of kind of trying to finish it up. And that's right when COVID hit. And the problem was this was about a global pandemic. And I thought, okay, let's put that aside for now. Because the funny thing is, I was actually just rewriting it to be like, you know what? What if the origin was China? What if I had it come from China? You know, like back in the 80s, I love those old 80s movies where they made the communists the bad guys and everything, and Russia was the bad guys, Soviet Union. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just make the communists the bad guys again. So I started to kind of work on that idea, and then it turned into real life. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to jump on to something else. So, but I started going back to that, trying to work on it, and I was trying to work through some things, and I think I made some progress. There, I actually think I made some decent progress on that. Where I left it off, I was trying to get back into it, and I had been doing a lot of work on it, but was just kind of like overwhelmed with a lot of other things. But after going back into it, it's actually not in as bad shape as I thought. So I'm kind of eager to get back to that story. But yeah, I've been working on that stuff. What else have I been doing? Trying to keep up with AI. I've been always trying new AI tools, seeing what's out there. One kind of cool thing I found, see if I think I have this open somewhere. So for star streamers, formerly known as astronauts, I used to draw. I really can't draw that much anymore. I used to be able to. I made it a mission, a goal, to start to do a sketch every morning when I have my coffee. And it's made me realize I can't fucking draw anymore. But I used to be able to. I'm trying to develop that skill again, because like for a lot of the characters, I'm using AI to kind of generate some concept images really quickly, and then I get to something I like, and then I usually use that as inspiration to create like a model. So, but one of the problems with that is like you get an image that you like, but then you need multiple views. Excuse me. Found the mute button there for a second. So anyway, what I found is this model that will let you bring in one image and generate different views from it, and it's pretty good. So I was testing that. Let me show you some of the versions I did. My beer's getting close to done, which means the stream is almost done. So Cassiopeia Star Streamer is one of the characters from Astronauts, and let's see. Let me just switch here so I can rearrange my windows on screen here. I want to find like the original image. No, that's not it. Okay. All right, this will work. All right, let's go back here to my screen. Okay, so this is like one of the images that I generated that I really liked, and that's what I used as reference when I was like doing the character model, the rough character model. And then I was trying to get different views. Now this looks horrible. So sometimes it makes something that's pretty good, and other times it's a train wreck. So it's kind of hit or miss. But anyway, I'm just going to go through I threw away some of the really, really bad ones, but then I thought maybe I'd keep them. So on the left is going to be the original image that it started with, and then over here is going to be the second image. Now, there's different settings that you can use as to like how the AI arrives at this image, how many steps of denoising it goes through, and all this stuff. And I was playing with settings of what worked best versus like, because it does take a while to generate an image. But anyway, we'll just go through some of them, because some of them are definitely better than others. This one, not so good. This one, not bad. You can see the view is almost the same, so it's not that helpful, but it is pretty close. I don't know what happened to her outfit here. That's kind of a disaster. That's no bueno. That's pretty good. I'm actually thinking I might start using this instead, because that came out really well. Again, no bueno. Not really very good, although just the face itself is actually like not far off. This one's a little bit closer. No, not so good, not so good. Now this one, I don't know what it did. It completely changed out her outfit, but the face is again like kind of in line with where it needs to be. And again, it's pretty amazing that the AI can just take a single image and then reinterpret it and, reorient the face in different positions and stuff. Yeah, not so good. Not so good. Not so good. This one, I don't know, gave me a full body for some reason, and completely changed her hair. Again, sometimes it just does really random stuff. It's really bizarre. I think this one, actually, I was trying to get it to pull her hair back so I could just see her face. That one, it's pretty good. And I think, as you can see, the ones where her head isn't turning quite so much, it kind of seems to be a bit more consistent. But it is kind of nice to see some of these subtle changes. That one's pretty good. So that's a good front view. Anyway, that's one of the things I was playing with. There's all these different new techniques of getting consistent characters out of some of these AI generations. So that's kind of one of these things I've been playing around with to see if it's useful for things like storyboarding and stuff like that. You can another idea I had was to take an actual render of one of the models and do a turntable render, so you get it every view of the character. What you can do then is you can actually go train your own model, and it doesn't really take that long. And I think it's free. I don't think you have to pay to do it. So you can basically train your own LoRa, they call it, and then you can plug that into your AI setup that you have, and then it will basically use that to generate the character. So that's something I want to play around with. I thought that would be cool. Again, that type of thing would be cool for consistent characters, where you can say, give me this character in a certain pose, and then you could quickly, the use case for it that I'm seeing is storyboard stuff, where you can just storyboard out a scene. I need the character sitting in a chair. I need the character looking angry. I need the character, looking off screen left or something. So, yeah, AI tools. There's been a lot of stuff with the DeepSeek, which actually you can get and run on your home computer. I'm kind of afraid to do that because I don't know what the heck I'll be downloading. So I haven't done that yet, but there's lots of cool videos doing that. The AI stuff, it's moving so fast, it's hard to keep up with it. There's new stuff all the time. I think we're due for massive video updates will be coming soon. I think all the video models are going to start really kicking off pretty hard. And yeah, the stuff I'm seeing now, you can actually get some of them and run at home, but they're still beyond the capabilities of most graphics cards. 4090's got what does this have? 24? 16 or 24 gigs of VRAM? But these models need 45 or something, so they still need a pretty beefy computer. Anyway, that stuff, that's all, who the heck knows what's going to happen when that starts becoming, more available. And as they optimize these models, they become usable on more consumer grade cards and stuff. And it's just a matter of time before, this stuff will be pretty much everywhere. I mean, heck, in 5-10 years, you'll probably be able to do this stuff on your phone. But that's it. That's all I got, and that's the end of the beer. So this was the happy hour stream. Again, I'll probably do this hopefully every week. And like I said, it'd just be very informal. I'm just going to pop up some of the stuff I've been working on. If there's anybody in the chat, which I will try and do a better job of getting the stream up and live and actually posted. But I worked through some of the technical difficulties this time. And yeah, so if you're interested, hop in on a Friday, have a beer, and I will make it a point to try and keep my eye on the chat so if people have questions about stuff or want to talk about anything in particular. But that's it for now, and Until next time. Where's the off button on